You know what it is, sort of being DQ to Ember. CTR 23, check the rhyme radio, authentic, never augmented. Man, we got a treat today for y'all that do know. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be, it's just like a reunion with this brother, but for those that don't know, I'm about to put you on to this brother by the name of DJ Kumachen, you know what I'm saying? He's a good brother from Orlando, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna get into more of his history. Right now, you already know what it is, man. We got you right here. DJ Kumachen in the building.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, my brother?
Yeah, man, here, you know, just bringing the sound that people like to hear. I've been working on this project for a long time. My name is DJ Kumachen. My real name is Miguel Pavon. I'm from Puerto Rico, from Loiza, and I'm one of the founders of Latin hip hop in Puerto Rico. But I'm the first to ever take the MPC Live 2 and the MPC 5000 and do an actual modification of the unit. This is the work that I do. So I'm the first to ever do an MPC modification. People compare me to Roger Lynn. They say I'm the new Roger Lynn. Because basically, you know, a lot of these new MPCs, the sound is too digital. People want to hear that analog sound. So that's when I come in and I put better capacitors on the MPC. And the sound that comes out of this is reminiscent to that sound of the MPC 3000, the MPC 2000. So basically, I take the new machine and give it the element of the vintage sound that gives it that edge and that flavor. They kind of make you know, want to get up and dance or want to, you know, the reaction, you know, GQ, you know, you reacted to one of the beats already.
Yeah.
Because you hear more bass, you hear more clarity. So that's the work that I do. And I do a lot of sampling from records. I'm also a turntablist. I've been doing scratching since the early 80s. My influence with the whole soul and jazz and Latin music came from my dad. Basically, in the early 70s, he had me in the studio on a reel-to-reel at WIPR in Puerto Rico, and he had me record Earth, Wind & Fire, but I noticed that there were breaks in the songs of Earth, Wind & Fire, and I was extending the breaks on a reel-to-reel, and I was only 8 years old, and I was taking those little pieces of instrumentals and making them longer and longer, and now I realized, wait a minute, I was sampling back then. I was using the reel-to-reel as how I'm using the MPC right now by extending the breaks, you know? So because I was able to do that, I kind of apply the same mentality of the reel-to-reel edits to the MPC that I use right now. But the only thing now with the MPC modification is that I give it that sound that's reminiscent to the audio analog that the reel-to-reel used to give to me when I was recording back then. And I've been doing that for a while, and a lot of people on the West Coast have come to see me about it. And what I'm trying to do is take all the genres that I grew up listening to, like music from Héctor Lavoe, Gran Combo, you know, and I sample that because a lot of the producers, they only sample from soul records, and really they got no idea that there's a lot of good music in the Latin genre. Like, you know, you get stuff from Danny Rivera, from Sophie. There's a lot of good breaks on there, so I grab that and I apply that same mentality to make beats. Plus, you think about it, nowadays, there's a separation in hip hop. Like the producers want to work by themselves and they don't really want to work with the rappers. I grew up with a different mentality because when I grew up in hip hop, this is the music that I grew up listening to. You see, music like this is Big Daddy Kane's original first album. And you know, I brought this record because I wanted to show you how long I've been doing this. This is Run DMC's first album, and these are originals. There's no repress.
Wow.
So when this music came out, these guys actually had DJs. Run DMC had Jam Master Jay. Big Daddy Kane had Mr. C. So I grew up knowing that the DJ had to work with the MC. You know what I'm saying? So that's the mentality that I grew up with. So now that I'm making beats, I feel it's only right if I'm making dope beats. It'd be right to work with a great MC like my man GQ, for example. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you.
I like that color. Let them know. but you don't understand what I'm saying. And the thing about it is that as someone that makes music, I don't call myself a beat maker. I'm an MPC chef. Because an MPC chef takes the time to dig through records. Sometimes I have to go all the way to Daytona You know, I've gone as far as Hawaii. I've gone all the way to Hawaii to look for records. You know, so when you go the extra mile just to look for that sound, a particular break that's gonna make you stand out, you're no longer a beat maker. You are an MPC chef.
Wow.
Because if you were up at 3 o'clock in the morning, sampling drums from a jazz record, and then taking that and quantizing it to 12 bits, that's something that a chef will do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're taking the extra time to make a sound that's gonna make you stand out. You know, that it's not gonna sound all digital. You know, it's gonna have a different feel, and that's when I come in. So like, let's say I work with my man here, you know, and I hear a song, I say, let me go ahead and I get the BPM and make something that when he hear it, he get the reaction. And it's good when you make those beats that you get that reaction from the people. I love when people jump and react. They're like GQ did when he heard that track.
Yeah.
You know, that was a European sample, by the way.
Oh, wow.
And the thing is, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. When you make music, you gotta be able to travel. And like, I sample music from the Philippines because I've been in the Philippines. I sample music from Japan, music from Hawaii, music from Puerto Rico. Because you never know when you're gonna hear a particular sound and say, this is gonna be a hit. And the minute that you do that and you know that, then that's gonna make you stand out. And all I can tell you is that in hip hop, you gotta be more diverse. Be able to, you know, by me sampling and making beats, has been able to give me more knowledge about music. Because I listen to Miles Davis, I listen to Lucecita, Jose, and then stuff like Barry White, you know, Earth, Wind & Fire, like I said, and Donald Byrd, Miles Davis. So it's like you grow up as a person because you going into different genres of music, and like let's say my man GQ want a remix, I know that I can take this certain rare album that I have from Japan that nobody has a clue, and I can sample some of that stuff, turn around, let him hear the beat, and he'll be like, man, what the hell was that?
Yeah,
because that's exactly what I'm looking for when I make beats. I'm looking for that WTF effect.
Yeah,
and when people hear the beat, but man, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
Yo, that was Kumachen.
Right.
It just did that beat, you know what I'm saying? I just had the honor to meet Thurston Howell III. Salute to him, Lo-Fi.
Shout to the whole Low Life familia.
Low Life, yeah, yes sir. They're in the building. And the thing is, for that man to come see me, I'm doing something right in life, man. For GQ to come out here and share, spend time with me, and everybody else is here together, I know spiritually and musically I'm on the right track.
Absolutely.
And all I'm doing here is sharing the wisdom. And like I said, I grew up, you know, this is another one of my favorite artists I grew up listening to.
LL.
This is original.
That's my radio, believe me, I like it loud. I'm the man with the box that can rock the crowd right there.
This is all original. This is another one of my biggest influence in music.
Of course, Criminal Minded, shout out.
You know what I'm saying?
KRS-One, man, wow.
And I bring this record here.
Rest in peace,
because
Skylar Rock.
The work that From Scratch is doing, he's putting together the element of someone like me, an MPC chef, together with a turntablist. So you have the element of the beats combined with the element of scratching. But then again, it's good to embrace. If you're making beats, work with an MC. Make it a goal to be able to work with an MC and give him a dope hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to get back into that type of relationship again, you know what I'm saying? Because I was talking to a lot of the brothers here, and we were saying about, like, you know, it went from the DJ to the MC, the B-boy, the graph writer, to now it's just really the artist and the producer, you know what I'm saying? And it's getting to the point where we're not going to need either with the way AI is working these days, you know what I'm saying? So it's getting real spooky. We got to preserve this at all costs. So we need more DJs to work with MCs, and MCs understand you got to work with a DJ. And if the DJ is not the producer, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because we all can work together. You know what I'm saying? It's a team effort. It's not just one person, not just me as an MC or just a DJ. But if we work together, the beat maker, the DJ, the MC, the grab writer, the B-boy, you already know what it is. This is why hip-hop became such the biggest culture in the world. But it's hip-hop as a culture. And when you start eliminating, you know, facets of hip-hop, you know what I'm saying, different elements of hip-hop, then of course you're going to water down the value of what propelled us to be #1 in the first place. So we got to get back into that. New artists, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, for all new artists in hip-hop, that you've been labeled a mumble rapper or whatever. I have victimized that as well. I'm gonna take this time to apologize, because the reality is all we doing is dividing you from the culture, and that's really where you got your inspiration from, whether you know it or not. So we need all that, you know what I'm saying? And we can just add to it, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody gotta sing on a track, not everybody gotta rap on a track, but we still gotta keep these elements alive, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like if they water down baseball and they say tackling's allowed, we know that ain't baseball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta say something. For the people that make beats, and again, I'm an MPC chef, if you can find a dope MC that has a dope voice, like I gotta say GQ is a fine example.
Thank you.
Because GQ has a voice, and that's gonna make him hit the charts sooner or later. He's here with me right now, probably next week he's gonna be on the red carpet. But, all I'm saying is that he has the one thing that MCs should appreciate. He has the voice. The voice can give you a gold record, can give you sales, can give you everything. But then, to finalize that equation, you need somebody like me with a dope beat. Because that will complete the package. When people hear the beat, automatically the lady's gonna want to hit the dance floor. You want to have good relationship with the DJs, because you want them to play your music at the venue. And then, most important thing for MCs out there, for the artists, put your music on vinyl. I mean, look, take a look at this record, right? You see this?
Absolutely.
This came out in '87, and it's something that I can play right now. So, if you're really serious about being an artist and putting on your music, put your music on this format.
Yeah.
Put it on vinyl, and what it gives you longevity. Because look at this. This is original.
Wow.
Molly Mall. Look at the flip side. Look who is this?
Yo.
The Juice Crew also.
Wow.
See what I'm saying?
Wow. Look at my man.
And what I'm saying is this. If you serious about putting your music out,
who we got on here? Oh, we got
everybody.
Got Molly Mall, Big Daddy Kane. We got that's Shan. We got Biz Markie. Look at Coogee Rap.
Coogee Rap.
Yeah.
Master Ace.
Oh shit, Master Ace.
Yeah, you got everybody.
Yo, we got the one. Oh no, I don't know who he is, man. If you know, if you recognize, anyone know who he at? Leave a comment.
He battled Supernatural.
Shout out to MC Supernat.
Yeah. This is Craig G. That's what you're looking at. That's
Craig G. Wow.
That's Craig G.
Wow.
So all I'm saying is this: when you put your music on wax, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, DJs out there gonna be playing your music. Most importantly, this: if you're a serious artist, put out a 45. Matter of fact, put out 2 or 3 45s. There are DJs in Japan that are traveling all throughout Europe, spinning 45 records.
Wow.
They doing cut-ups and they getting paid, rocking 45 albums all across Europe. So if you're a smart artist, put out a 45 and make sure those DJs in Japan get it, and your music gonna travel.
That's fire, bro.
You could be here in the U.S., but your music gonna travel.
Now, what do you say to like artists that may say, look, man, I hear you, but putting on vinyl is expensive, and we don't need to do that no more. Now, today's a different time. You got digital turntables now.
Let me say this: the reaction of the people when I pull out stuff like this, they always go bananas. Now, if you really want longevity, you want to do that. You want to put your music on vinyl, because you might not be here 10 years from now, but your music will be.
Gotcha. And plus, if they take down those digital platforms,
yeah,
your music, your catalog is gone.
MP3, you cannot touch your MP3. You cannot tell your friend, hey man, come look at my MP3 collection. They're gonna look at you like you're crazy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you take something like this and say, yo man, I put out a single. This is a single.
Wow.
I put out a single, and you can get it on my website. You combine the two elements. You combine the digital with the vinyl.
With the physical.
Yeah. You can do it. If you really want longevity, you're going to have to make that sacrifice. But the actual result is that your music is going to be around. for a very long time.
That's a gem right there. That's a gem.
Yeah, and I'm just showing that to show evidence that you can make your music last for a very long time by putting it on wax, by putting out a 45, a single, a full album. And the reality is, to answer your question, that vinyl DJs are back. There's a lot of venues here in Orlando that play vinyl, like proper ORL. They play vinyl, they DJ, they spin records. I myself, I'm a vinyl DJ also. So that's what I mean, that, you know, people think vinyl is dead. Vinyl has been alive for a long time now. And the thing is, you want to put yourself in that category to where people are like, man, let me get that new single that GQ put out on vinyl. The next thing you know, the DJs are going to be looking for that. So whatever money you put in, you're going to get back.
So what if someone's listening right now, they say, okay, Kumachen, put it on vinyl, right? So I spent all this money, $1,000, $800 to press up a bunch of vinyl. How do I even get it, and where do I know where to put it? You know, I don't know how to get into record shops, and you know what I'm saying, and where would I put it?
Easy. You got record stores here, like where I'm sitting at here. I'm at El Donut's shop, big supporter of hip hop albums. They will come buy your stuff. You got other people like Rock and Roll Heaven. There's a whole bunch of record stores here in America, you know. And then you got Fat Beats. Definitely, you can get Fat Beats to buy, you know, to buy your product, to buy your single. They're gonna be like, hey, you got any more?
Right.
Because that's how people like Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang got put on by putting an independent single, which is called Protect Your Neck.
That's right.
They did that on their own. Where they at right now?
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm talking to you with hard facts, with evidence. So you make the one sacrifice that you put out a single on your own. Believe me, the label's gonna come knocking. But the thing is, you wanna own your masters, right? You wanna own your own music, your publishing, and that's where that money's gonna start coming back to you.
Now speaking of money, right? So today, the artists are always complaining about how the streams don't play. What, in your experience with vinyl, you already know that the ratios of percentage of spins, as far as how it turns into physical money, is ridiculously low. How would it be different if they went to vinyl after having to invest money to press it up? Like, what is the price of records, singles, and albums today?
Now, if you have your own publishing, let's say you go with ASCAP or BMI, right. They do have their responsibility and the job to go out there and collect those royalties for you. And like I said, vinyl is very big, not only in the US, but in Europe, and also overseas in Japan. So people like ASCAP and BMI, it's their responsibility to go and collect those royalties, right. You know? Because I know people, they're no longer making music, but they're still getting that check.
But you also got, on top of that, right, the publishing check. What I mean is also, so that's one form of currency for you as an artist, right? But also, when you press up, I'm trying to make the point that when you press up, when you invest in pressing a vinyl, whether it's, you know, 500, whatever amount you're trying to press up, each album today, I've seen artists selling their album for $30 or, you know, for the record. So that also equates to more more revenue, as opposed to just paying to be on a streaming site like a United Masters or a DistroKid, where they only gonna pay you, you know, pennies upon 100, you know, whatever, you know, streams, when you could be getting the record shop to maybe buy the records for like, I don't know, $10 a record or something like that. So right off rip, you know, you can make your money off that. Plus, as these DJs are spinning it, you know, it's your publishing's job to make sure that the algorithms are caught, so that you can also get revenue on top of that. Yeah. So I think, if I'm correct, to all the Check the Rhymers out there, that if you invest in putting out a vinyl, you're gonna make revenue in different ways. One, you're gonna sell it to the record shops, right? Obviously at a discounted price. But two, you can also put the link so that you directly sell your physical copy to fans, not at a discounted price, at the retail price. And on top of that, you will gain royalties on top of that. So it's worthwhile to invest the money for a physical copy than it is to just be like, oh, I'll just pay the $80 a year and I'm streaming. Yes, you can make money, but you should have that in place plus the physical copies in place, so that we have multiple avenues to make money on your music. If I hear you correctly.
Let me say something that that really needs to be pointed out. Is this: when you put your music on vinyl, your gigs are gonna come. Take, for example, people that came out in the 90s like Jerry the Damager.
Right.
They're still out there in Europe performing. Why? Because they went ahead and they put out a record. And you got venues out there that say, hey man, let's go get this artist, because we're still listening to this record. So the fact that you put your music on vinyl is gonna help you to get gigs overseas. I mean, your music makes it to Fat Beats, for example, and then them Japanese DJs, they're always looking for that rare stuff. And they get a hold of your record, and your record gotta be a way to contact you for the bookings. And next thing you know, you could be traveling to Japan to perform.
That's true.
Which, by the way, I'm the first Latino to ever perform hip-hop, Latin, Spanish hip-hop in Japan, because I rhyme in Spanish and I rhyme in English.
Nice.
You know, and I'm the first bilingual MC coming out of Puerto Rico. Born and raised in Puerto Rico. And I was in Japan performing in 1989, and the Japanese, they paid me to perform. So that's the part I'm trying to get you guys to know and understand, that you put your music on vinyl, you got the Japanese DJs, they get a hold of it, and they're gonna look at the booking and say, yo, okay, so we can get a hold of GQ via this phone number, via this email. Let's bring them, because we like what we hear on this record. This 45 is solid. The album is solid. And they'll pay for your flight, they pay for the hotel. You're traveling. Next thing you know, your one investment of putting your music on vinyl got you now traveling all over the world. And so you get stuck on MP3, you're not going any further than the local venues in your local neighborhood. But if you want to expand, you want to grow as an artist, it's like, how you watering the plants in your garden.
Right.
You're making the one investment of the record, but now the DJ's got a hold of it, and now things are starting to go 360 for you, because now them DJs want to get you to play at the club, they want to get you to come out to Germany, they want you to go to Paris. You look at these big artists, like Kendrick Lamar and all of them, guess what? They got their music on vinyl, okay? All the big artists that are out right now, they got, because they're smart. So I'm trying to give you this formula for free and no charge here, okay? If you put your music on vinyl, you're gonna travel just like they are. Because 10 years from now, I already said in 20 years, your record will be considered a classic, because you make the sacrifice.
And I think also the benefit behind it is it just makes you look that much more credible as an artist when you have physical copy, because anybody can, make a cover on Canva, and put their stuff on whatever platform. But if you actually take the time to pay and invest in physical, it just makes you look more solid. I mean, it's just presentation. You can have a report, two people can have the same report. One could be just a bunch of papers, and the other one could be in a nice folder, the way it's presented, and it just looks a lot more professional. So, I just feel like that's the message that you're trying to convey. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to look for the shortcut. You know what I'm saying? Try to look for the real investment. Because when you do the shortcut, you just gonna get the short end of it anyway. So I get that. That's real dope.
Yeah, because you look at this, man. All these artists, they put out music, and a lot of them are no longer performing out of the blue, because of a DJ like me, I put out a mixtape, a real mixtape, mixing vinyl, which is how I do it.
Nice.
I be like, hey, I got this 45 from GQ, I'm gonna throw that in there. Juke, 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 bow.
Wow.
And then next thing you know, I'm getting a call from somebody that I know back in Hawaii. Be like, yo, who's that on cut number 12? Oh, that's GQ the Embassy. How do I get a hold of him? Look at the back of the vinyl. There's a phone number, there's an email. Next thing you know, GQ is traveling to Hawaii to perform, and they're paying him $20,000 to go out there and get on stage and rock the crowd.
Fire.
So if you're an MC like my man here, you got a dope voice, all you gotta do is just put together that formula that I just gave you. You know what I'm saying? You find somebody with dope beats like me, which by the way, any of y'all need dope beats, you hit me up at Kumachen 407 on Instagram. Follow me on YouTube at K-Magnetic. But the whole point is this: work with a dope producer, get your stuff on vinyl, that way you can get it to the DJs. And now your music is going beyond being stuck. You don't want to get stuck on an MP3, stuck on Spotify, stuck on iTunes, and then next year the iTunes stuff, the iTunes link is down.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your music will play forever if you put it on wax, because wax, the vinyl is back.
So speaking of wax, what we got going on today, man?
All right, here, this is something that my man from Scratch does every month at towards the end. It's a scratch session where he combines the two elements, the element of me, the MPC chef, combined with the turntablist, and you get legends like Thurston Howell III to come and check us out. So we're making noise, and people know we're making noise because we're combining two elements, and that's what hip hop should be about. It shouldn't be about separating the elements, having the producers on this little planet and the rhymes, you know, the MCs on this other planet. No, we gotta work together. That's what it should be, because together we can move up, we can excel. Because if GQ come out with a hit, people are going to be like, man, who the hell did that beat? Right. Oh, yo, that was Kumachen. They're like, yo. See what I'm saying? So we got to work together. So what we're doing today is, again, putting together the elements of the MPC with the turntablist. And of course, we got the NCs that come in and check us out. So we're basically trying to bring hip hop together. And also, shout out to Lima's. We're doing live graffiti in the back. So we're just putting the elements together, man. Trying to bring it back to the way it's supposed to be. And you know, and at the same time, we network and we talk to each other, because a lot of us do more than one thing. Like I said, I'm the originator of MPC modifications. I'm the first to ever modify the MPC 5000 and MPC Live 2. And our brother Evidence, this is what I do. Okay? So a lot of you guys out there, you know, I know some of you are making beats. I'm the man to talk to. You know, so I'm just trying to do better. I want to help others get back, and then again, all this information I just give out free. I ain't charge you a dime, but it's only because I'm working here with my man that he got supreme talent.
Chip.
And one more thing, we need more Latinos in hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Male and female.
Male and female, because I would love to see GQ on BET one day and be like, man, I know who this guy is. Yeah. See what I'm saying? So we need more exposure of the Latinos in hip hop, because there's a lot of talent. Yeah. There's just a lot of talent out there that needs to be heard. And if we work together, we can make that happen. We need more radio stations. Yeah, we do. Right now, I'm thinking about getting my FCC license, because it'd be dope to have an underground hip hop station that I can just go ahead and boom, mix vinyl, and out the blue, here comes a cut from GQ. Chick, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be dope, bro.
And the thing is, we gotta start thinking outside the box. We have to.
We definitely do, man.
But we cannot be a separatist thinking, okay, the producers, they doing their own thing. They don't want to have anything to do with the MCs or whatever. That's not the right mentality, man. We gotta be able to collaborate and build, you know.
Yeah, and we got, and even as MCs, we gotta be able to stop being so prideful. You know, I know that you know, in hip hop, you know, we boast and brag and we talk all shit, you know what I'm saying? But we gotta be able to work with other artists, you know what I'm saying? And even those that are, you know, that do a different style of hip hop, may not be like a lyrical, it could be more melodic. We gotta all complement one another, you know what I'm saying? But that's the only way we're gonna win, because if we divide, then, you know what I'm saying, if we divided, we're gonna get conquered, and they're already watering it down. You know what I'm saying? To the point where the younger generation they don't even know about turntablism, they don't know about breakdancing, they don't know about anything. So that's something we got to continue to bring back.
And on that topic, if you make beats, right, and you're making good beats, it'd be dope if you learn how to scratch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that gives you an extra edge. Say, like, GQ knows to scratch, he was already asking me for scratches.
Yeah.
So you as a person that make beats, if you know how to cut, that gives you pretty much that gives you an advantage. You know, that gives you something extra. Especially when you start performing, you start going on stage, and you just don't want to play your beats and just stand there.
Right.
It's dope if you're playing your beats and you start cutting it up.
Yeah.
Cause me, I'm like Terminator X, Public Enemy. I speak with my hands, man.
Let's go.
And a lot of times I scratch so dope, I don't even need the fader.
Right, wow.
See what I'm saying? So for me, the whole thing about scratching is like martial arts. It's like boxing. You know, the more you hit the bag, the nicer your hands gonna get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's how hip hop is, man. The more you dedicate to your craft, to what you're doing, you will improve.
Right.
So you have made the sacrifice. I mean, for this show, I was doing a lot of push-ups, running 6 miles a week. I was preparing like I was gonna fight Tito Trinidad. But basically, it's what you do for you to be somebody who's gonna excel.
Right.
You make that sacrifice, but you're always doing it with the fact that, hey, sooner or later, I had no idea that a day like today, I was gonna bump into Thurston Howell.
Yeah, I knew, okay? But you know.
I was like, this man came to see me. He walked right up to me. Damn it, I'm doing something right in life.
There you go.
I better keep those drums and those sounds at the settings that I have. I'm gonna write them down so I don't forget them.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if I'm on the right track, that's another thing you should do. And I recommend you guys use outboard gear. A lot of you guys use plugins. Plugins is fine, but you get more if you use like a real mixer, a real compressor. Real analog equipment is how everything started. The people that you sample from in vinyl, they use real compressors. They use real equalizers. So if you can get some real gear, that you can go ahead and tweak and adjust the compressor.
With real knobs on it, right?
Yeah, with real knobs. You don't see a world of difference. And use analog cables.
Yeah, you know, I noticed I go to different studios and they'll have, some of them will have all these, you know, these boxes and stuff, and some of them will just use straight plugins. And it's real hard now to be able to say, hey, I don't want you to use a plugin, I want you to use that, because today's engineer is so used to using it that they're like, bro, trust me, it's the same thing, the way they have the programs.
But it's different.
But it's not the same.
When you use analog and you hear like my drums,
yeah,
they sound like live drums.
Right.
And you just, okay, basically what I'm trying to tell everybody who's watching, try not to sound like the next man.
That's another one.
Try not to sound like the next man, because if you're using real equipment, you're definitely going to sound different.
Right.
And you want to stand out, you want to have your own signature, you know?
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. How did you even learn to modify?
Okay, my dad in the 70s, he was an engineer for WRPR in Puerto Rico. I went to school in Puerto Rico for electronics. But I know, and I'm going to say this real quick, higher value capacitors will give you better sound. You see? The bigger the capacitor, the better the sound.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So on this board specifically, what were the components that you switched out other than those capacitors?
Well, they had actual sub-capacitors in here. So these are Nichicon capacitors. They give you that analog feel, more bass, more definition, and basically a sound that is more reminiscent of the vintage MPCs, like the MPC 60, the MPC 2000.
Gotcha.
And I know there's people out there like, oh, MPC 2000, there's no way. But yes, there is. Because I have people that actually own the machines come to my studio, and I'll be like, look, don't look at the machine. What does that machine sound like? They turn around, look at me and say, man, that sounds like an MPC 3000. Rest my case, man. This is Exhibit A. I like to show the court right here. Okay, Exhibit A. So, all I gotta say, man, is just be versatile, have plenty of talent, and like I said, man, just stay in tune with my man GQ. GQ, I want to put you on my mixtape.
Get it. I got you.
Alright.
I got you, bro. That's a fact.
And follow me on Instagram, Kumachen 407. Kumachen _407. KUMACHEN 407. I'm also on YouTube as K Magnetic. One love.
You already know, man. You do your thing, man. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Get back to doing what you're gonna do. We here, we chilling. at the El Donut Shop, you know what I'm saying? AKA Uncle Tony's Donut Shop on the corner of Orange Ave. You know what I'm saying? On the corner of Orange and East Colonial. Make sure you pull up. MCs, what's up? You can get on the mic if you want. They scratching, they dropping beats. You can see them in the background. You know what I mean? So you already know. Stay tuned. It's your favorite Puerto Rican GQ, the Embassy. Cheers.